All right, so welcome to the deep dive, everybody. Today we're going deep on the intertwined stories of Cara Delevingne and Annie Clark, the musician St. Vincent.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I know, right? We've got excerpts from this article called Cara Delevingne, St. Vincent, and a Star-Studded Romance.
I am ready to dive in.
Let's do it. So this deep dive, we're going to uncover, what made their relationship so captivating, right? How they handled fame and love, and what we can learn about resilience and creativity from both of their journeys.
Sounds fascinating.
Yeah. Okay, so some of you might know Cara from, modeling and acting, and Annie, obviously, the amazing Grammy-winning musician.
Right.
But to really get their connection, we got to go back to the beginning, back to their roots.
Yeah, their paths to fame were so different, but there are these, really cool parallels in their ambition, how driven they both were.
Okay, so paint us a picture.
Yeah.
We've got Cara, born in London, that high fashion scene, but also dealing with dyslexia and depression. And she finds her outlet in acting and music.
It's like she had to overcome so much.
She did. And then Annie from Oklahoma, family super into music.
Right.
But she rebels against the whole structure of Berklee College of Music.
Oh, wow. The prestigious Berklee.
Yeah. To create this totally unique sound as St. Vincent. And what's crazy is they both become super successful, but on their own terms, which I think is so cool.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Cara takes over modeling. She's the face of Burberry, working with Kate Moss. It's huge.
Iconic.
But she doesn't stop there. She jumps into acting, gets roles in Paper Town, Suicide Squad.
She really wasn't satisfied with just one thing. She had something to prove.
Exactly. And she did. And then Annie, man, she just rejects any label anyone tries to put on her music.
She's her own genre almost.
Totally. Her music is this amazing mix of indie rock, electronic stuff, even avant-garde.
I love it. It's so unpredictable.
I know. Every album is different. Marry Me, Actor, Strange Mercy.
Pushing boundaries all the time.
Always. And then boom, Grammy for St. Vincent, her self-titled album.
Holy yeah.
Major validation. Okay, so now it's 2015. Met Gala.
Okay.
They show up together and the internet explodes. Everyone's freaking out.
It was huge.
It was. Cara in this futuristic, daring outfit and Annie all sleek and avant-garde. What was it about that moment, that image that captured everyone?
I think it was more than just the contrast, although that was definitely part of it. They were so unexpected together.
Right.
And remember, it's 2015. Hollywood's still kind of traditional in its, pairings.
Yeah.
You didn't see this kind of openness, especially with someone as famous as Cara. It really challenged the norms of Hollywood love.
Yeah.
It felt so real, so daring.
And so unpredictable. It was like they were rewriting the rules of celebrity relationships right in front of us.
Totally.
But let's be honest, behind the glamour, the jet-setting life, the constant appearances, the pressure had to be insane. I mean, Cara was juggling, acting, modeling, dealing with anxiety and depression.
Yeah, that's a lot to handle. And the source we have actually mentions how crazy her schedule was and how she found comfort in her relationship with Annie during, those tougher times.
And for Annie, imagine trying to maintain your artistic vision while navigating the demands of the music industry, right?
Yeah, right. It's like you're always being pulled in different directions.
Trying to balance creative expression with commercial success. It's not easy at all.
Not at all. And in the middle of all of this
whirlwind.
Yeah, this whirlwind, they find solace in each other. And there's actually this quote from Cara where she talks about Annie being her rock during a super difficult time.
It reminds you that beneath all the fame and fortune, they're still human.
So human, so vulnerable.
Right. And I think that vulnerability, that realness is what people connected with. It made them relatable, even with these extraordinary lives,
Totally. You could see it in how fans reacted to their relationship. It was like this breath of fresh air, a sign that maybe, just maybe, authenticity could actually exist in Hollywood.
It makes you wonder.
It really does. It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got Cara. She starts as this high fashion model, almost, untouchable.
Right, on another level.
Yeah. And then she's so brave, opens up about mental health struggles, becomes an advocate for LGBTQ plus rights, and she even starts exploring music and writing.
Yeah.
It's she's breaking down all these barriers.
Yeah.
showing you can be multifaceted.
Right. It's like, hey, I'm not just one thing. I'm complex. I'm a work in progress.
Exactly. And that resonates with like so many people, especially now.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
It reflects this trend with a lot of young celebs, right? Like they're rejecting that old Hollywood, like perfect persona. Instead, they're talking about things that matter to them, even if it makes them, vulnerable.
It's like they're being real.
Yeah. Real, even when it's messy.
And it's not just about being relatable. Yeah. It's deeper than that. It's about being authentic. Like, authenticity is like its own currency now.
It totally is. And that's so powerful, especially for young people trying to figure out who they are.
Absolutely.
When they see someone like Cara, who's so successful, being open about her struggles, it makes it okay for them to not be perfect.
Yeah, to embrace their imperfections. Like comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Totally. Everyone's journey is unique.
Which brings us to Annie. Her music's always been this fearless blend of genres, right? She's never fit in any box.
Never.
But Mass Seduction, man, she takes it to another level. It's bold, it's theatrical, vulnerable, and powerful all at the same time.
Mass Seduction was like this defining moment for her. A declaration of like self-ownership.
Oh, yeah.
Exploring her desires and vulnerabilities with such honesty. It's so personal and yet also like universal at the same time.
It resonated with like so many people who are like dealing with identity, love, and loss. And visually, she didn't hold back either. Her live shows became these like elaborate productions fusing music, art, performance.
It's true. It was like more than just a concert.
Way more. It was like an experience.
Yeah. Pushing the boundaries of what a concert could be.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got Cara breaking down barriers, embracing authenticity, showing us it's okay to be multifaceted.
Right.
And then Annie pushing musical boundaries, creating these immersive experiences that, like, defy expectations.
It's like they're both reflecting this larger cultural shift, right? This move toward embracing what makes us unique.
They're pioneers.
They are. Paving the way for other artists to be more open, more experimental, more themselves.
And that's a legacy that goes way beyond their relationship.
Way beyond. It's about inspiring others to embrace their creative potential, challenge conventions, and define success on their own terms,
Okay, but going back to their relationship, how do you think being with each other affected their art? Like, was there a shift in their creative output during that time?
It's an interesting question. While we can't, get inside their heads, it is interesting to see how their work evolved during that time.
Yeah.
Take Cara. Already successful in modeling and acting, she starts exploring music and writing more seriously.
It's like being with Annie, who's always pushing boundaries musically, kind of sparked something in her,
It's possible. And I remember that quote from Cara about how Annie helped her through a really tough time. Maybe that support, that understanding, allowed her to tap into these creative outlets she might have been hesitant about before.
That makes sense.
Right. And then there's Annie's Mass Seduction. Critics considered it her most, personal and raw work.
Wow.
Art is open to interpretation, always, but it's hard to ignore the potential influence of their relationship on it, the depth and vulnerability of that album.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like their connection, even without the romance, acted as this catalyst for both of them to explore new creative territories,
It's so interesting how, even though they were this, captivating couple in the public eye, their story is ultimately about individual journeys.
Yeah, you got it. It's about two incredibly talented people navigating fame, love, heartbreak, and using those experiences to fuel their passions.
That's something everyone can connect with.
Totally. It resonates way beyond celebrity gossip,
It's a reminder that even those who seem to have it all still experience the same human struggles and joys and heartbreaks as everyone else.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that they're willing to be so open about it.
Yeah.
That's what makes their story so compelling.
So true. Okay, so their romantic relationship might be over, but their impact on pop culture, their advocacy, and their own creative journeys, they're still inspiring.
It's a reminder that love, art, individuality, it's all connected.
They can inspire us, challenge us, help us become more ourselves.
Beautifully said. But it does make you think, what does their story tell us about fame and love? Especially for artists who are always pushing boundaries.
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? How do you even navigate love when everyone's watching? Especially when you're an artist who pushes boundaries, who's all about self-expression.
It's like you're living in a fishbowl.
Totally.
Everything you do, every word, it's analyzed and blown up.
Right.
And for artists like Cara and Annie, who are already challenging norms with their work and, who they are,
yeah,
the pressure's got to be even more intense.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's I don't know, trying to grow a delicate flower in a hurricane or something.
What a visual.
Right. Like on one hand, you have this amazing potential for inspiration, right?
Oh, yeah.
Two creative people feeding off each other's energy, pushing each other to be bolder, to try new things.
We saw that, I think, like with Cara getting into music and writing when they were together. And Annie's mass seduction, which was like so raw and vulnerable.
Oh, totally.
It's hard to imagine their connection, the good and bad, didn't like seep into their art.
For sure. But then there's the other side, right?
Yeah.
The constant scrutiny, the media attention, the pressure to like keep up a certain image, all while trying to stay true to yourself and your art.
That's a lot.
It's got to be tough on any relationship, no matter how strong you are.
You would think.
And then you've got the practical stuff too, right? Like there's schedules,
Right.
constant travel, being apart for long stretches.
Yeah, that's hard enough on its own.
Right. Let alone with all the fame and everything.
Exactly.
It's like walking a tightrope, balancing your personal life with your public image, your heart, and your art.
Makes you wonder how anyone does it.
I know. But I think that's what makes Cara and Annie's story so fascinating, you know? It reminds you that even with all the chaos and pressure of fame, real connection and growth can still happen.
Yeah, it is inspiring. They didn't let it all, crush their spirits.
Right. Instead, they took all of it, the love, the heartbreak, the challenges, and they used it as fuel.
To create.
They came out of it stronger, more self-aware, more committed to their own paths. And in doing so, they left this huge mark on pop culture, on how we see love and relationships, on the importance of being yourself, you know?
Totally. They showed us you can challenge conventions, you can redefine what a modern relationship looks like, be successful and vulnerable, and find love and inspiration in the most unexpected places.
So powerful. It's like way bigger than just some celebrity romance.
It is. It's about human connection, the courage to be yourself.
The strength of the human spirit.
Yeah.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we'll leave you with this. Embrace what makes you unique. Follow your passions, and never underestimate the power of love, even when it takes you on a crazy ride.
Perfect.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll be back soon with another incredible story. Until then, stay curious.